Hey, yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed, and like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. So with that being said, man, I seen a video like on the news again, and situation took place in Southern California as well. I'm like, man, Southern California just turned the hell up, huh, man? Everybody just gang banging, man. Sheesh, man. Like, you never thought of just to live life, man? Just live good, go to a bar and have fun. Why you always gotta fight somebody? Why you always gotta shoot somebody? Why you always gotta do this and this and that? Why you always gotta ruin it for everybody? But there's a bigger topic and a bigger issue that I want to talk about in accordance to this incident that occurred in Southern California. So let's get right into the video. With that being said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, always leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Check the links in the description for my Apple and Spotify music. Go ahead and run my streams up, and you can check out my playlist section on my YouTube channel and check out my music right there. Thank you guys for you guys' time. Most importantly, thank you guys for you guys' support. This tragedy occurred in Southern California, the San Bernardino area. I didn't really look into the individual in particular, where he was from, Ovadio, what he did, his criminal background, his history, or the reasons why he was released on probation. You know, because like I said, there was a deeper issue that I wanted to talk about with you guys. And like I said, man, I love my audience, and you guys are very educated people. Most of you guys are probably more educated than I am. So I want to gain a perspective for this, because like I said, now that I've finally grown up and I think different, you know, I want to have a better perception and a better approach on things. Even though I do talk about the past a lot, even though I do share my stories, and I still have a lot of stories to share. But this incident was an individual was in the city of Fontana. He goes by the name of Wicked. That was his name, the dude in the picture right here. And at that home, gunshots rang out. He took out the uncle, and he took out the girl that he was dating. So after this, after he took both their lives, very unfortunate circumstances, I don't care for what reason. I don't care what the woman did. You know, I understand there's a lot of things that people would do, you know, and risk their life for. But, you know, when you're dating a woman, I just always been like that, man. Don't mistreat women. Don't put hands on women. I can't stand that stuff. And, you know, but it is what it is. He took both these lives, then drives, goes to a different city and takes out and unalives his ex-girlfriend from high school. We're talking about years ago. He decided to go take her life as well, and then try to take out somebody else, but they survived the ordeal. So we got a dude that was on probation for whatever offenses that he committed. Obviously, they weren't strong enough. Obviously, there was probably nonviolent offenses that were turned into misdemeanors. Obviously, he wasn't looking at no time, and the judge felt like it was necessary and relevant to put him on probation instead of keep him in LA County Jail or, you know, down South County Jail and incarcerate him for a certain amount of time for his actions. You know, let's just give him probation. Let's not waste the taxpayers' dollars, even though taxpayer dollars get wasted every day, like going across seas, $1 billion going overseas for that war. But you got an individual who decided to take almost 4 people's lives for whatever reason, whatever his motive was. And I don't want to justify his motive, because I think if you want to gangbang on a rival gang, then so be it. You know, I can sit here and criticize this individual for that, but they're gonna do what they do. But hey, it's the gang culture. They know what they're doing. They know what they signed up for. They know that gang banging on each other, that's what it is. You know, we catch each other slipping, gun each other down for this video and that video that don't belong to them. Fine, so be it. Go be a gang member. Since your criminal background is about chasing drugs, you know, go run to a drug and go beat up a gang member. Go shoot at a gang member. Fine, man, that's your prerogative. But he took out his anger. He took out his frustration. He took out everything and threw his life away, being on probation, and attacked innocent people. We're talking about an ex-girlfriend from high school that he's probably had conversations with, probably didn't want to get back with them. There could have been a lot of reasons. And he decides to take 2 people's lives away, one of a beautiful girl that he was dating, the uncle, and then drive to another city just to take out his ex-girlfriend, and then try to take out somebody else in the process. And I read the comment sections with a lot of these individuals coming out, because I love the debate. I love how everybody's perspective on things. And a lot of people were mad that the judge would give a violent psychopath like this probation. And I was like, bro, you really can't blame the judge, man. The judge is going to issue out, sentences. They're going to work with the DA. Whatever was deemed appropriate and fit for the case and what he was facing, yes, I do understand that. It's not really the judge's fault. But then again, I had to really be sympathetic because a lot of people were saying the same thing about this crime. Now, the crime and this crime spree in itself is very disgusting. It's pathetic, Then people wonder why I talk about gang members so much, because I'm just trying to discredit who they are, what they stand for. And I'm starting to share the outlook from an outside perspective, finally not being part of the gang culture, finally walking away, finally being a regular Joe, regular civilian, and understanding that, man, look, this is how we look. I get to see it from an outside perspective, like, man, that's how I used to look. And it sucks that I can sit here with a lot of shame and sit here and say that I was incarcerated for 15 years with individuals like this, who just spent most of their prison term learning nothing. Like myself, I learned nothing. Just gangbanging, developing violent tendencies, bottling up all this anger and aggression. But I took my anger and aggression out in there, and then I brought a lot of it out here, and I've done a lot of corrective actions myself to fix myself. I don't want to be known for that, and I don't want my family to see me as that. I don't want that resemblance on me whatsoever. But I just sit here and think about it like, man, I was incarcerated with a lot of people that have this mentality, that just take advantage of the system, abuse the system, don't learn from the system, don't learn from their mistakes, don't learn from their past, don't learn to change. Just want us to have the same mentality. You want to be a gang member from San Bernardino, man, your name's wicked, so you got to live by the wicked ways, sly, slick, and wicked. Then to get released from the penal system, and then take advantage even more of the court system, because now I'm starting to see that, the laws in California are soft on crime. A lot of other states are very different. The laws differentiate. And it's funny, right? Somebody left a comment in the comment section, and I totally agree with it. They said a lot of inmates in there, nonviolent inmates that committed crimes, that learned the program, that stick to themselves, that read, write, are productive all day, don't get involved in riots, don't get involved in gang violence anymore, change their life for the better. But they're rotting in jail and they have no possibility for release. But the people that are violent and dangerous are the ones that seem to be getting released and coming to the streets and terrorizing the community, victimizing innocent people, victimizing people of their past, going right back to the gang lifestyle, promoting gang violence. You got to remember, there's a lot of individuals that are getting released, and I'm going to do an article pretty soon on somebody that's getting released as a powerful individual, but they're trying to keep it under wraps and secrets. You have these individuals coming out, and they're still part of the gang lifestyle, and they're coming out with directives to take over the streets, to start selling fentanyl to kids for their neighborhood, for these big homies. And the judicial system and the court system's like, yeah, we got to release these guys, man. We got to shut down these prisons. We got to stop funding prisons. We got to get these inmates out of there. And it just seems like the only people that are getting released are the individuals that are out here committing more crimes. What about the individuals that got something to prove, that can show proof that they changed, and that can come out and be productive members of society like I'm doing right now? So I sit there and I just thought about it, and I was like, man, I've been around a lot of individuals, man, a lot of individuals who couldn't wait to come home. And like I said, there was this one individual. I remember he was like a week before he paroled, and I was like, bro, what are you gonna do? Fool? What are you gonna do? You've been busted like 8 years. He was like, bro, I'm gonna get my $200, man, my gate money, bro. I'm gonna go buy a fat 8-ball crystal. And I looked at him like, what? He's like, yeah, man, we over here buying 50 papers for like $100 or $50, bro. All these little ass papers. I'm gonna take $200. I'm gonna buy me a fat sack and just get lit. And I just looked at him like, wow, bro, that's your. I mean, your first thought wouldn't just go get your duck sick or get a lap dance or, what I mean. You can even smell a girl's panties for all I care, but that's the first thing you want to do is just get high with your gate money and just go on a sick one. I was like, oh my God. I think ever since that day, I didn't even talk to him after that. I was like, bro, this dude's pathetic. But who was I, though? I was gangbanging at the time anyways on the yard. So people have been saying since this has been occurring a lot more, and we're starting to see a lot more in the news that a lot of these violent offenders are getting released. A lot of these parolees that used to have life sentences are getting their sentences overturned because of these new laws being passed and Gavin Newsom and Democrats and blaming all this crazy stuff that I'm not really into. That these individuals are getting released and committing more crimes, that society needs to start filing lawsuits and the victims and the victims' families, because there should be no reason why these individuals are getting released. There should be no reason why these laws are getting passed and these lawmakers and these politicians are just granting these individuals opportunity and they come out here and just affect the community. Like, all these individuals are not thinking about the citizens that don't want this in their neighborhoods, that don't want this in society, that don't want these individuals out. Which makes it hard because I understand some people have dates. Some people have a chance to come home. They want to come home. They don't want to spend the rest of their life in jail. But a lot of people were saying that anybody that releases these individuals, or the judges like this in particular case, where he gave him probation, that the judge needs to be held accountable. The judge needs to be charged because he's the one that let him go on probation and it caused him to do all this, or it allowed him to do all this, that the judges and the Democratic parole board members, that they all should be held accountable too and charged with the same crimes that these individuals commit, since these guys are just releasing them because they're all soft on crime. And I'm telling you, if you read the comment section and you read everybody's perspective, like, I sat there and I was mind boggled. I was like, man, see, this is the mentality that I need us to have. You know, just because I talk about my past so much and talk about gang topics all over my YouTube, you know, sometimes, you know, you can see the glorification and the sympathy towards it. But I'm only pointing out the realities of it. And I'm pointing out my past experiences, my perspectives on it, sharing it with you guys, like educating the masses on what goes on in prison and how gang members think and how convicts think and felons and parolees. I do get that part, which is why I have a lot of videos saved, and I'm going to do a lot more videos like this because I'm reading the comment sections of regular people, citizens, the people that I'm trying to become, the people I'm trying to prove that, you know, I'm fit for society as well now because I've changed my life wholeheartedly. And I see the perspective, and I want to argue with it sometimes, but then I can't disagree with you either because they're right. It sounds all legitimate. Is it going to happen? No, I don't think you can hold a judge accountable because this dude, you know, was released and he gave him probation and he committed all these crimes. Nah, you're not going to charge the judge. It's not just, you know, reality check is not going to work like that. But at some point, I think people in society are really going to start holding these individuals accountable in some form of fashion. Some form of fashion. I don't know what that fashion is. I don't know what that formality is. I don't know how that's going to affect individuals' careers and decisions and possibilities to become lawmakers or whatever positions they're striving for. But if society is going to continue to point out this aspect that the more prisoners are released because they're soft on crime and they start affecting the society and they start affecting individuals and people are getting hurt, people are losing their lives, people are getting hooked on fentanyl. These individuals are working for the cartels and you know, violating all this U.S. policy and border policies. There's so much that could be dug into it, and we can dig deep into this subject. We got to start holding somebody accountable because these individuals, the more you hold them accountable, it doesn't matter. They don't learn their lessons and they come out with new opportunities and new possibilities for release and go back to doing the same thing. But a lot of people in that comment section said the cycle is broken, the system is broken, and that these politicians are really soft on crime. And honestly, I do agree because like I said in one of my other videos, man, I did my 15 years and I didn't care about coming home. The fact that I got a date was pretty cool. The fact that I had DA referrals pending when I got released, hey, it is what it is. Dude, I was 6 months before I paroled. I did a battery around an inmate. I could have possibly caught another DA referral by kicking him in his head on the ground. So even 6 months to the pad, I wasn't learning my lesson. I was just like, I'm going home then. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to sleep with all the women that I possibly can, all the big girls, and I'm going to get drunk and I'm going to get high. And then I came out and did just the big girls. I didn't do the rest of the stuff. But I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. But most importantly, I wanted to bring the comment section to your guys' attention. Every time I read an article, I always read the comment section so I can hear the debate, hear other people's perspective. It helps teach me the thought process that I need to have now. Not just the thought process of an ex-gang member and a gang member and a convicted gang member and a felon. So I learn this stuff as I go along. And I'm always glad and thankful to share. I have a possibility to share it with you guys. So I want to hear you guys' opinion on this, man. It would be highly appreciated, man. So with that being said, like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. Peace.